Everyone hates video essays, myself included. I genuinely believe they are the lowest form of video on this site, and that's because for the most part, they're recitation. It's just repeating things that have already been said. The most effective way to write a video essay on YouTube for financial gain is to pick a safe topic everyone has already talked about and give it a good thumbnail, and a title like, "Person Everyone Hates is Cooked," or "Why the Game Everyone Loves is Good," or "Why Something from Your Childhood is About Something That It Clearly Isn't," which is boring as hell and useful to nobody. AI is good at very few things, but one of those things is regurgitating shit that other people said. Hell, I really...
Yeah, I mean, it was like that, the 7 true masterpieces, wherever the fuck, the video Devin watched, that was clearly an AI-generated script. I mean, definitely, and people didn't even fucking notice. Maybe some comments did, but it didn't seem like it.
Couldn't tell the difference if a person wrote these or an AI did. That is how basic the function of most of these video essay channels are. They basically run an article they read or another video that they've watched through a thesaurus
Last
and come out
Chud
with...
call-in show guy got hired by Sam Hyde. Maybe it's with it. Why would... If Sam Hyde offered me a job, why would I say yes? I make good money doing this. I mean, if he offered considerably more than what I make right now, I would say yes, but that wouldn't happen.
The 1 to 3 hours of highly monetizable, high watch time generating YouTube video. It's a niche that exists as a byproduct of the systems in place on YouTube. The creators of these videos know this, which is why they call it content. When you hear someone on this site refer to what they make as content, that is a dead giveaway that what they make is deliberately geared toward catering to the back-end systems of YouTube and not the actual audience. It is a way of making things that you know people will not actively watch, retain, or really even discuss. It is meant to be placed on a second monitor and used primarily as background noise.
And that's 99.9% of videos. That's the thing. That's why I've talked about many times, like, unless you're really trying to make art, which again is basically nobody. A lot of them would lie and say that they are, but they're not. They are just trying to make a product. That is the vast majority of YouTubers are trying to just make a product to sell to as many people as possible. So why the fuck, like, our videos are not fucking art, man. Like, I don't know. You could say I'm trying to justify my laziness on some level, but at the same time, my passion lies in getting my voice out and not on any of the other elements.
In which case, I might as well just blow into my microphone and make some white noise for you. Still, I think it's important to have an adequate respect for the medium. And by that I mean, not very much at all.
Yes.
This is YouTube. Making videos here is like being a fast food restaurant. It's up to you whether you want to be Arby's, or if you want to be In-N-Out. But at the end of the day, you're still a fast food joint. Putting gold leaf on my Big Mac is of no substantive benefit whatsoever to me. So many of the video essay channels seem to lean into this academic word salad that sounds really intelligent to someone who doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yes.
But if you do know what they're talking about, you wonder why they wasted so many words of their script saying something that could have just been one sentence. Here's an example related to gaming. The way the cutscenes are so different from what happens in the game is weird, and it's hard to relate to my character since the game starts midway through the story, and I already know what's going to happen from the TV show. Some of the loading screens even spoil the plot. Versus, the ludonarrative dissonance present in this title may hamper...
Yeah, with the furry... Yeah. Okay, yeah, the furry definitely makes this, because you guys all fucking know there's 100 of these. There's a fucking... Maybe 1,000. There's 1,000 fucking pretentious fur fag channels. There's so many. There's so many. Holy shit.
Immersion, and some transmedia storytelling choices may even lead the end user to conclude that the franchise's emphasis placed on non-diegetic storytelling is needlessly excessive. The fact that it begins in media res, that's a quote, may lead some players to feel disconnected from the protagonist's core motivations. Those mean exactly the same thing. One is significantly less efficient. Why use many word when few word do trick? Writing a script that serves no purpose other than to stroke your own or your viewer's ego is dumb. To be fair, it is Sales 101 though.
Remember, Patrick, flatter the customer. Make him feel good.
Hello?
I love you.
What a classic.
That's the same reason why you have so many
What a
YouTubers
classic.
that are all about developing a community. If you make people feel smart and understood, they're more willing to buy a $75 hoodie from you or give you money on Patreon. That dynamic relies on the creator making themselves out to be better than their audience or above them, which is pretty...
Yeah, and I just tell you the truth. I am better than you. I'm better. I'm better.
lame to me, but hey, that's how they do it in the business, kid. Anyway, the purpose of language is to communicate concepts. If you are deliberately inefficient in your method of communication, that's dumb. As Shakespeare once said, brevity is the soul of wit, which means don't waste my fucking time, dipshit. Speaking of wasting time, there's always been this sentiment on YouTube for some reason that if you have a good thumbnail or an eye-catching title, that's clickbait and you suck. No, it's not clickbait.
Yeah, dude. Holy fuck. I agree with everything he said in this video. Literally everything. Do you know how many times people have said my thumbnails are clickbait? Only a few where I pretend I have a more extreme opinion than I actually do are clickbait. Like Armored Core 6 out of 10. That made people spurg hard. To be fair, it wouldn't make sense if the title was Armored Core 7 out of 10, which is what I actually thought. I thought it was a 7 out of 10. So you could say that one's clickbait. But there's really, like, the amount of my thumbnails are actually clickbait instead of just a catchy title. It's night and day.
And that if you have a good thumbnail or an eye-catching title, that's clickbait and you suck. No, it's not clickbait, that's what people click on. Clickbait would be if I had a girl with her boobs out in my thumbnail, and then the video was actually about me cutting broccoli. Let me instead tell you how this website works. I've been around for a few years and I've tested this sort of stuff, and it basically works like this. The way that YouTube recommends videos, which is where almost all of your viewers come from, is by tracking what proportion of people click on a video when it's shown in their feed. For shorter videos, if it drops lower than about 4%, the video mostly stops being recommended. For longer videos, that is not the case. The more total watch time, or the higher the average view percentage, the less YouTube tends to care about the rate that people click on it. So, longer videos tend to be recommended more frequently.
Yes. This is the core of what's fucking wrong with the algorithm. Right here. This is why everything went to shit. As soon as they prioritized watch time over everything else, that was the end of any quality content on YouTube. I forgot to grab a hammer, chuds. Hold on.
And for a greater duration, because YouTube wants to keep people on their site and watching ads because that's how they make money. Aside from those two things, and as long as enough people like or comment on the video, pretty much nothing else matters in my experience. The video itself really does not matter. That's why, with video essays that people leave running on their second monitor, these videos do so unbelievably well despite how much everyone clowns on them. They farm watch time from people who mostly are not even actively watching the video. Personally, I think that's pretty shitty.
I mean, that's probably what happened with my Outer Worlds 2 vid. Because I highly, highly, highly fucking doubt anyone actually cared about Outer Worlds 2. I was just the only guy brave enough to actually make a video on it. You know what I mean? Like, who the hell? Like, who gives a fuck about Outer Worlds 2? But you know what? I had to take one for the team. So the vid was a resounding success.
As a viewer, and I think it's crazy we've reached the point where the genre of person talking over footage about something is one of the most despised on the platform. I'd even say it's pretentious to call a video of, again, someone talking over footage of something a video essay. The point of making a video, to me, is either to inform people about something they may otherwise have never heard of, entertain the viewer, or start a discussion about a topic I see infrequently discussed. Usually a mixture of all three. If a video isn't content, if it isn't just a milquetoast recitation of factual information, you will have people in the comments flipping tables, pissing themselves, and throwing it back because the person who made it is biased. Personally, I have never heard someone state an opinion that has irritated me beyond me going, nah, and continuing to scroll. The internet's catastrophic obsession with debate, also known as the art of talking about a topic so precisely that it doesn't matter what's actually true or real, only how you said it, has led people to always look for a winning side in any issue, rather than actually discussing it. Which is part of why so many creators basically just read Wikipedia. Debate is perhaps the lamest thing you can ever do in your entire life. Focusing on words themselves rather than the concept that those words represent is small-minded behavior. It's also the reason you cannot use phrases like generally speaking or most of the time anymore, because your audience will inevitably go, well, what about this time? Or, that's a generalization.
Yeah, dude, that's the ultimate midwit shit. I don't give a fuck about your anecdotes. Your experiences are less than worthless somehow. If that was possible. If that was possible to be less than worthless, that would be your life experiences. I would not wipe my fucking ass with your life experience. You know, exactly. Exactly. Who gives a fuck? Normal fag, you fucking subhuman. Don't even talk to me. Don't even look at me. Don't even breathe near me, motherfucker. You ain't a person. I'm just going to drop this last Sunfire wine because I'm not wasting any more chat's time. I want to actually fight the moons.
Yes. Do you want me to list every single example of what I'm talking about and make the video 9 hours long? Unfortunately, the answer frequently seems to be yes. Being verbally intelligent is great. You know, having a really well-developed command of language that lets you communicate your ideas well, it makes you naturally good at debating. The problem is, if you're only verbally intelligent, you manage to sound like you know what you're talking about while bringing absolutely nothing to the table.
Give me everything you got for this wet-ass P-word. I mean, a bucket and a mop? This sounds like there's something that is going on here that is not biologically normal.
Debate is the nerd version of sumo
No,
wrestling.
she's just
At the end
pissing.
of the
That's
day,
it. The squirt is mostly piss. That's what's happening. That's actually pretty... That's natural. This is piss.
no matter who wins, you're both still fucking fat and nothing changes. Discussion, as in attempting to broaden your understanding of something by parsing new concepts exchanged between yourself and other people and engaging in an active dialogue with them, is superior in every way. I think that's why people seem to take every topic so insanely seriously now, is that they want to win or be right. Like this is a political debate when I mean, what the
Yes.
fuck is wrong with you? It's like everyone's trying to...
This is exactly all the discourse on V. It's just like gaming circle jerk brigading some thread about some woke shit, denying woke shit even exists, or denying something is financial failure because, you know, they have to win even though they've lost 10 billion times. And then if you can even manage to get them to admit they lost, to be like, well, what about Baldur's Gate 3? It's like, yeah, okay. You guys are really intelligent over there. I know you chopped your cocks off, but did you chop your brain off too? I guess so. I don't know. The constant bait. The site is fucking unusable. I know I've said that 100 times the last few streams. But yeah, 4chan's unusable.
reach some sort of definitive end state where everyone just realizes that they're so intelligent and right, and then everyone claps. If someone likes a movie I don't like, I'm not gonna pop an Adderall and go all Big Bang Theory on them trying to prove why, actually, I'm an intellectual heavyweight, and their opinion is objectively, factually incorrect. The biggest giveaway to me that this is the mentality is that you'll constantly see people online trying to torpedo a discussion by going, well, that's just your opinion. Yes, that's the point.
Yeah,
the
no
person
shit.
making the video
Yeah.
is not talking to you directly.
Well, it's funny because we talked about this with what vid was it that he made? The one on the indie, was it just on indie games in general? I can't exactly remember, but he got a lot of backlash for some reason. His videos brigaded. It's just like every time with these TARs, they do say something to the effect of like, oh, that's just like your opinion, man. It's like, yeah, no shit. Like literally, if you state an opinion with confidence, people think you're asserting it as a fact. People have told me that about 1,000 times. It's just like, no, I'm just confident in my opinion. And I also don't care about yours. That's not the same thing as it being a fact. I mean, you might make the argument that functionally it is, but I don't have to listen to you. I do not have to value your opinion. You haven't earned my respect. It's that fucking simple. These people are extremely used to you respecting them no matter what. That's just what it comes down to at the end of the day. And I just don't. Like, I don't respect them, so... hold on. I just realized I should probably full armor up. I'm trying to do two things at the same time, and that never ends well.
This is probably why people seem to commonly refer to someone publicly stating an opinion they disagree with as rage bait, which speaks volumes about you as a person if hearing something you disagree with immediately fills you with rage.
Chat is guilty of that too. When I read retarded opinions from chat, people always assume it's rage bait, but a lot of times it's honest. You can tell by, I know, like, so much of my memory probably is dedicated to remembering regular users in chat now. I've probably committed to memory, you know, a couple hundred usernames for no real reason. I mean, well, there is a real reason. It's my way of tracking behavior, but it's still like, it's probably not worth the memory space, you know what I mean? In my brain. I gotta wash that shit out. I want to clean my brain out. Make it smooth, nice and smooth. Hold on. Yeah, we're gonna do this instead. Okay, I should be ready to go when we switch off videos now.
Just because someone isn't remaining strictly neutral for financial gain or catering to the corporate sanctioned narrative, that doesn't mean they're personally trying to piss you off. In fact, most of the time, if you see someone say that somebody's rage baiting them, you can replace that with disagreeing with them, and that's much closer to reality. Me when I drive home from work and shake my fist at every restaurant I pass because it is eat bait, and I have no control over my actions or emotions. I also don't
That's gonna be America very soon, yes.
understand why someone would get incredibly frustrated over someone else's opinion when I have zero interest in listening to people I agree with. What am I going to do? Sit down and watch a 45-minute long video of someone else saying things that I already think and nod my head and say, "Hell yeah, brother." To me,
Actually, I do like doing that, I'm not gonna lie. Probably because it's so rare. It doesn't come up very often. I'm doing it right now. I'm listening to a guy right now who agrees with everything I say, and I'm having a great time, okay? So I can see the appeal. It's going pretty well right now. Hold on. I what I'm doing right now is I'm cutting out some of like the prep time that, well, I'm gonna force you to watch some of it anyway because you don't have a choice. Because I'm actually holding all of you hostage. I don't know if you know this, but you actually can't leave. You can't watch another stream or video right now. Don't even try. Anyway, let me watch the rest of this and then no more videos.
the value of entertainment can usually be measured by what it makes me think about or ponder. Hearing someone say what I already think is completely useless to me, but that's what most video essays are, or at least to their target demographic they are. The trick with writing, or at least it used to be, was that what you don't say is way more important than what you do say. Knowing how to lead the reader or listener to the precipice of a conclusion, but leaving room for them to connect the dots themselves, is the mark of good writing. It's much harder to do that now, when so many people seem to be addicted to verbal fencing, where they need every single gap explained to them over the course of 8 hours, or they will declare the piece invalid by way of technicality. I think there's a certain element of viewers being conditioned to expect a video of someone with a decent microphone talking over footage of the subject to be essentially them turning Wikipedia into an audiobook. So it's jarring when they come across videos or even articles that sound like they were actually made by a human and not the collective contribution of thousands.
It's crazy because it didn't used to be this way. Like, I can only imagine if Spoonie's like reviews of Final Fantasy VIII and well, to a lesser extent 13, because I don't think people really like 13 that much in hindsight, but 8 especially people really like. If his Final Fantasy VIII review came out now, like, people would be spurging nuclear. Like, it would have 80% dislike ratio. I guarantee it. People can't handle that shit anymore. I don't know what the fuck happened. Is it part of it is normies, part of it is just like the Zoomer hive mind mentality. It's a lot of things, but people used to be okay with opinions back in the day. I mean, a lot of nostalgia critic crap, like, is him kind of shitting on some decent movies, at least. A lot of them were not that bad.
Thousands of people to an encyclopedia, and they just don't know how to take it. I'm not just talking about my videos here, I'm talking about what I see on YouTube in general. My point is that the slop long predates the AI, and that's why video essays are so hated, and I'd say partially the reason why so many people seem to be incapable of interacting with anything on the internet without spurging out and shouting debate terminology like straw man, bad faith, or ad hominem every time somebody makes a joke. This is part of what I've seen a lot of people call the decline of media literacy, and I think that the epidemic of completely regurgitated several-hour-long deep dive videos that make viewers feel smart without intellectually challenging them or making a statement of value in any way is part of the problem. I'm sure you could say TikTok and short-form content plays a role, but I think the video essays are actually worse. They get people feeling nice and comfortable, you know, stroke their ego with their diction, affirm that the viewer is intelligent just like them. Then at some point over the course of the video essay, you know, like around minute 40, they drop something equivalent to saying, obviously putting lead in gasoline is good, or clearly you should sleep with your phone right next to your head. And it's like, whoa, be careful. If an impressionable, stupid person was watching this, you probably just subconsciously got them to instantly agree with you because of how much you affirmed them right before you made that statement. And disagreeing with you now would be uncomfortable for them. You know what I'm talking about, like getting a dog to take a pill with peanut butter. Yeah, just accept the commonly held opinion. There's nobody would ever disagree with you. That would be bad for business. I still tag my videos as video essays, though, because that's what people seem to call them, and it's really funny to me. I don't even fully script these a lot of the time. It's more of just an outline. Personally, I call my videos videos. I just realized that this is basically a YouTube manifesto.
Yep, solid. Solid. Good vid. I think that's a good one to end it on. Very similar mentality to myself. Yeah, that's more or less exactly how I feel by the subject. I wouldn't even really add anything. This guy's definitely the same personality type as me, that's for sure. Yep. How much money would it take to get me to watch all of Kick-Assy on stream? I don't think I would take any amount of money to do that, but it would be... I don't know. Would that really be worth the time? Maybe. Check the comments. Yeah, why not? Video essay. Oh, yeah, I'm at the top. Okay. I'll hide RuneScape, so it'll be easier for you guys to read. Video essay by X Game. Look inside. It's just plot synopsis. This is the cheapest way to pad out vids and have retards not point it out. Like, there's literal, like, 10-hour-long videos on games, and it's literally just like, okay, and then you go here, and then you put the switch, and then you do this. Except they make it, you know, sound less retarded, but if you dissect what they're actually saying, that's basically what it is. Look, that Tride's video got 103,000 views, dude. That's crazy. Analyzing Peppa the Pig through a Marxist-Leninist lens, yeah. You should place the girl in the thumbnail with one of the many dudes that have a curly mullet and a shit stash. I don't even remember what the fucking thumbnail was for this.
Everyone hates video.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Let's see. Dude, I've actually seen this. There's a video essay about Cars 2 being ableist. I've been recommended that video a long time ago, I think. I don't remember exactly when it came out, but I have been recommended it. I didn't click on it though. I skipped some. Hold on. What's the quote? A genius admires simplicity and an idiot admires complexity. Sun Tzu, Lincoln King Jr. It's like the bass slop guy, yeah. I remember one essay about the starting pistol is more important than you think, and the fact it was 40 minutes long that immediately radicalized me, how people will shamelessly try to waste your time with such slop. Yep. 90% of debate is just lying and bullying tactically. Debate bros themselves will tell you this. It isn't a conversation, it's just an intellectual humiliation ritual for the less charismatic person. Yep. That's exactly what it is. Alright, I gotta grab some water. Probably gonna pee again. And then we're getting to the actually filter people out of the stream as I grind RuneScape. And you'll love it. And all of you will love it. Because you're not allowed to leave. If you leave, you die.